DVD player on the CD. I can see it's closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gon' bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old? Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die, like a diamond we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I, baby I won't leave your side. You my ride or die, like a diamond we will shine. Baby girl.
When you say MZ Ali exclusive.
I'm in my brain. I'm not allowed to play it again. For you, I can't lie to you. You know why? Because I won't spend the rest of my life with you. What can me here? I take it, you will take it too. You know why? Because my when you look good. See your fancy there. I go up and say my yeah. Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Don't make carry.
Yes, I will.
Those off to roll.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Those off to roll.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, I will marry you. I will come here for you. If you can reach this, I will cook for you. Now my ear will carry you. Oh, yes, I will marry you. I will come here for you. If you can reach this, I will cook for you. Now my ear will carry you.
The day you agree to marry me, now that day your story change. Because I will show you love. I will give you care. I will give you kabaki. Give you get a chicken hair. No flowers here we can't run. I will make you really you. Now not back you. When you go in by your home, when they see you, respect. Now the only thing they will give you. The only thing you will like. Now they go, what you not ask me for? You won't feel your head at night. You won't play your bills. What you won't do? You won't go up to chill. You won't go to places in it. Don't worry. You already get a mental sorry.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that Sendwave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download Sendwave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure, and start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code Costa to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. Sendwave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good evening. It's another great day to be here on your preferred radio. That's your preferred FM and show, right? Let me say good morning wherever you are. Welcome, Boakai Amara Kamara Ismani. I'm pretty seated here for you this morning, bringing you today's edition of the show. Today is the 13th day of the 7-month AD 2023, with a time exactly 10:30 here in Liberia. We just get from now till tomorrow at exactly 5 p.m. Liberia time, registration of candidates at the National Elections Commission will climax. So if you are planning on contesting as a representative or as a senator, or you want to be president, vice president, the registration process will end tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m. I just want you to know you still do have time in your favor if you are contemplating on vying for any of the various positions in the country. So from now till tomorrow at exactly 5 p.m., you can be a part of the process. You can go at the National Elections Commission office on 9th Street and do your registration. It's a must if you want to be a part of the process. Those that are vying to become president, those that want to be representative, those that want to be senator in the upcoming elections, you have from now till tomorrow at 5 p.m. to do your registration. We just story-wise to let you know because it's very important for you to be a part of the process. Those, yeah. So it's good that we are back here this morning. Boakai Amara Kamara is my name. I will be joined later on by Mr. Gonglo and the other folks on the team probably may join in, but there's this report from the Southeast. Yeah, it's the Southeast Health Workers Network of Liberia has instituted a go-slow action over salary delay and disparities. You understand? Yeah, so in the Southeast, there's a go-slow workers, the health workers there in the Southeast are on a go-slow on what they refer to as salary delay and disparities need for inclusion of volunteers, health workers as well on government payroll and consistent education, that's deduction of salary. So, you know, there have been this deduction of salaries and some of our brothers and sisters have volunteered to work for this government and it's been close to 5-6 years now. They are still serving as volunteers in the Southeast, some in the other part of the country, but this particularly in the Southeast. Now they are on a go-slow action. They are saying that there is need for this government to fundraising in putting us on the payroll because it's been a longer time now. There's need that Samuel Tue and other folks realize that we've been working for the Liberian people. They should find ways in adding us on the payroll. So there's a go-slow action in the Southeast. It's been reported by a local media. It says the Southeast Health Workers Network of Liberia has instituted a go-slow action over salary disparities, need for inclusion of volunteers, health workers on government payroll, and consistent deduction of salaries. Southeastern Health Workers Network of Liberia is a conglomeration of health workers across 5 southeastern counties, including Maryland County, Sando County, River G, Grand Gila, and Grand Cru County. The group Secretary General attributed their action towards the government alleged failure to remove ghost name from the Ministry of Health payroll during the independent verification process carried out in the Southeast, while others who are working do not get paid. So you see, now here is it. There is, they have some ghost name on the payroll in the Southeast. They are taking free money and not working. They are not working but receiving salary. Those that are working, volunteers that are putting in their time to work for the Liberian people are not on payroll. They are not on payroll. So the network is saying that there is need that they get included. Their needs should be placed on the payroll, or else now they are on a go-slow action. They are on a go-slow action, and this is troubling because we don't. The problem at them, people, you look out. The whole thing here, will not even get a good health facility here in our country. The people there are managing with all small, anyway. They manage with all small. Then I want to you want to put it on the payroll. They put them been volunteering for years. You want to put on the payroll. You try to at least you start to compensate them. At least that they be benefiting one way or the other. But nothing like that. You're just leaving vulnerable. They're just wasting that. No good result from the government. No good result from the government. There is need that this government see reason in adding them on the payroll. At least they be taking small thing home. Then they take all our ghost in there. They ghost in there. They put it right there where they can see. They can go to work, but they're taking pay. You're taking that money not needed from there. You're putting people in what working. You're putting them people. The government, everything you're gonna get more protests on everything before you see reason in doing something. There's everything that they push you protest. George, we are. George, we are so now you can just surprise people. Big man, the thing we expected you to do, you doing it. Every day your citizens crying. Every day there's another problem. If there's no protest at the water and sewer, there's protest at the Ministry of Information, or there's protest at the Transport Ministry, or there's protest all over. Now in the Southeast, health workers, they are on a go slow. And this is troubling. Totally. There is need. Let me welcome my colleague on the show, Darlington. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Boyka, and good morning to our many listeners.
Okay, it's good to have you. Mr. Gongolo, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Darlington and Boyka.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to have you guys on this morning. We have a few things to look at, most especially the statement put out yesterday by the former vice president. The issue about fighting corruption is a key, and we are also looking at the go-slow action in the Southeast. And the Southeastern Health Workers Network of Liberia has, instituted a go-slow action on the issue about salary delay, disparities, and a need of inclusion of volunteers on the payroll. So there have been this troubling news coming from the Southeast. But let's begin with the issue about the Southeast. I just been flagging in our year.
Boyka. In addition, and I think first on the list, we must talk about the propaganda launch against Henry Costa yesterday. It must be on top of the list.
There was a
propaganda launch where Costa was sitting there in a restaurant with Modiba Jokbo, and predominantly Unity Party people launched a propaganda that he was being booed at EAW Junction. Doesn't it warrant put down the agenda?
Yes, of course.
I think it's important. But I think tapping the list. Tapping the list, I think we should reevaluate and reassess the American ambassador statement.
Yes.
You know, we live in a society where I know we did, but there's a need.
The American ambassador should be also
emphasis. There's a need. Emphasis need to be placed more on the departing comments of the outgoing American ambassador, and the reason is because when Liberians are in chaos, the first country they look up to crying to is the United States of America. And that statement yesterday, Boyka, I didn't just read the statement. I listened to the audio piece, where the American ambassador attached, his sound, the voice behind that press conference. And the man is basically expressing his frustration with the Liberian society. I think that's a need we reassess that statement. I just want us for you to add it on your list. I think it's very important.
Yes,
in the Liberian balance, if America does not fat and America does smell it, I think there's a need we reassess that statement.
Yes, of course. We partly look at it yesterday, but that it's necessary that we look at it, like you said. But the issue about like Mr. Gonglo said, there are things that are happening in the news about an attack on Henry, the propaganda being carried around by some folks within a unity party, blah, blah, blah. Let me see this. You may hate or like Costa. Costa is somebody that every political party need. Even a Joe Boakai that you can be, all of the Unity Party people that you're talking today. You just call Joe Boakai nana on phone. Costa just call Joe Boakai on phone today and tell Joe Boakai say, Papi, I'm coming over to you. Joe Boakai will open his arm to Costa. So when I see all of your on Facebook jumping here, jumping there, bar morphing and whatsoever, then your top hierarchies are in the background talking to the man doing this. I can just be laughing. Yesterday, all that thing I was saying, oh, Costa got booed, he got this, he got that. All that thing can help. It's not necessary. It's not necessary in our body politics because it's not going to carry on anywhere. Why carry on a broad day lie that he got boo, he got this, he got that? What other propaganda? What other propaganda, Mr. Gonglo? You want to come in on that?
No, I think sometimes people say, and I tend to agree with it sometimes, that we must also look at what people don't say, or when people say something that is not true, you must look at, is that what is been planned? So I think Henry, this morning, I would say openly to Henry, he should be careful. He should know how or where he goes in Monrovia and how he goes there. So it shows that there are elements within the former ruling party, a desperate group that wants to return to power. There are elements within there that are out to get Henry. In fact, publicly, I exchanged yesterday with my own comrade, my own dear comrade, very good friend, comrade Kekula Fode. And he claimed that he got stuck to release on Costa. If Costa dare, go there, they too will go there. And here now has changed. And and I was shocked at some of the things he wrote. If you got stuck on this guy, why you been quiet when he was promoting you? Is he only? Do you guys just let the devil to promote you? Now you're calling him names. You're calling him devil. You claim that you have stuck on him. You're a professor, chairman of a department. I did highest university in the country. But you say, okay, we're not going to keep this. We're not going to talk about this talk that we have for him. We'll let him promote our interests. As soon as he say, hey, I'm no longer going to say, oh, don't dare go there. We got stuck on you. The booing they did to you is not enough. When they didn't even boo him. So I think there is a plan by the United Party to boo Costa. There is a plan by the United Party to probably, in fact, I would say outright to harm him. And he better be careful. Because to outright say things that did not happen. I mean, when I talk to George and I talk to Tevez showed me the picture. He said, hey, we're sitting now right opposite Philadelphia Church in a restaurant. When people started calling him, how? Where are you? We want to come to you. The city doing this to you? And he said, no, I'm in a restaurant. Why would people lie like that? And it was trending on social media. And they better own it when something happened to Costa. They better own it.
Okay. So, Darrington? Darrington, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay, I'm getting you.
Can you hear me now, Burger?
Yeah, I'm getting you now, Darrington. Go ahead. Darlington, I don't know what's happening from your end. I don't know, but you have to work things out. So like Mr. Gonglo said, is so frustrating to see people lying because they want to get political relevant. They want to make things look like, oh, everything is now buy on Costa. Let me not lie to you. I was with Costa the day before yesterday. Costa is more relaxed, and relaxed throughout day before yesterday when I left the show. Yesterday I was not able to go there because I had some problem, so I was unable to go there. But he's relaxed, moving around, doing his normal business as it is. Normally, they men moving around. Nobody should tell you, say, oh, the boohie, the there. Like, that's a big black lie. We just wanted to flag that out here. If you are intending or you have a plan of doing it, just know that you
Just wanted
resistant
to
because he himself will
flag
not
that
sit
out
there
here.
and allow you
If you
to.
are intending or you have a plan of, just know that you just don't resist it because he flag that out here. If you are intending or you have a plan of, just know that you just.
Darrington, you're monitoring the back. We're getting feedback from your end. You have to.
No, he has two windows open now.
Darrington? I don't know. Darrington, your network is giving problem from your end.
Worker, can you hear me?
Darrington, I'm getting you now. Are you good now? You getting me? There's a little delay from his end. I don't know what's the problem.
I'm hearing you. Can you hear me?
I'm getting you now.
I don't know what's the problem.
All right, so we can, Darlington, you have to restart your device. You have to restart, probably if the phone or the computer, you have to restart it. Then you can come back in. So, folks, we thought it what's in. Let me see again if I can add him to see. We're trying to set up things here this morning. Okay, he just left studio.
He will come back in.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. We thought it was in flagging that issue. And if Darlington can, he will make his input on that. So, Mr. Gonglo, you from the Nima County, the health workers in the southeast, they are now complaining. They are on a go slow action. Salary disparities, people that are not working, ghost name are on the payroll, and those that are doing the work, those that are volunteering at time, are not receiving anything. So they have decided to carry on a go slow action in the southeast. Not at this time, wherein we are heading to national elections, and this government sit there and allow such thing to happen on them. It sent a bad signal to the
Barker, let's put this in context. Strike action by workers is legitimate, it's a right, it's constitutional, is a protected right. Workers have the right to strike. Okay. What is happening in Liberia? There is a history to it. Even under Charles Taylor, even under Doe, payroll pardon was an issue. There is a clique at the civil servants who sit there and just take money and just put people on payroll. Have you heard the word civil servants reform? Every government talks about civil servants reform. Okay? And that is under United Party government. I was on the committee to look at even pension reform. It was headed by Dr. Willem Allen, co-chaired by the Minister of Finance, Anthony Saye. And you have the guy from Social Security. What is his name? He's from Lofa. I just forgot his name. Tall black fella. I just forgot his name. And Labor Ministry, I represented Ministry of Labor on that. Okay. and we look at, do you know of civil servants? The pensioners were even making something like probably $20 or less a month. Okay, so we have to look at. We're shocked to see some of the salary people are making. Okay, and it's the instituted civil service reform. I think the British government came there with money. They tried to standardize the test. So let's test people, but all that didn't work. Okay, payroll padding is just like a gold mine. They even tried to do direct deposit. That was a business of direct deposit, trying to bring the biometric system to fingerprint, to take picture, so that you don't have ghost worker. They have gone back and forth because civil servants are not presidential appointees. They are protected by laws. It's difficult to dismiss civil servants. And they are the ringleaders of payroll pattern. They have syndicate all the ministry with HR in the HR to just put people there. That's civil servants. They have to rethink it. Other than that, you're gonna have this ghost worker, volunteer worker can get on the payroll. I mean, it takes time. You know how much you pay on, you spend, the government of Liberia spend on civil servant per month in salary? It's almost half of the budget. Okay? So it is an issue. And it's not an issue just with this government. It's an issue with several other previous governments. Okay? Even United Party governments struggle with that. So for me, anyone can politicize it, but I don't think it worth even to elevate it in. I mean, if people are not taking pay on time, it's a bad thing. It's a concern. Equal work for equal pay. They have earned their salary, they must get it. Okay? But like I said, the former finance minister, Boyma Kamara, I'll keep going to his words. He said the economy of Liberia was falling down when they were leaving power because they borrowed up to what? 800. The paper is right here. They borrowed more than $800 million from the Central Bank Reserve. All we are doing, we are continuing to borrow because the UP government and the CDC government have no new idea. Their idea is tax and consume, collect revenue and consume. That's our economic policy. Go and get concession. How many concessions United Party government gave? 68. What? 68 concessions worth billions of dollars. All they did was they collected signature fee, signature bonus. 40 million in some instances, 30 million, and they just consume it. Never invested. So the economy keeps falling. Because if you only consume and you don't grow, it's not going to be there the next day. Okay? It's not going to be there. So what is happening in the country? You have two political parties that have no new idea how to manage a state, the UP and the CDC. That's why Liberian voter must try the likes of Councillor Gonglo, who has new idea how to grow the economy. These two parties, we cannot put our national interest into a group of people who I would say that their expertise is in nothing but public corruption. And that is the Unity Party and the CDC. Their expertise is in public corruption. That's what they are noted for.
Okay, so Darrington, you good now?
Yeah, I think I'm. Okay. I think I'm good now. I mean, the weather has been bad yet, so the internet services, the guy has been trying to adjust it, but it's pretty good now. Am I okay?
Yeah, you are good. You are good.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me talk about this salary delay situation with civil servants.
Mm-hmm.
You see, worker, it is an old age problem. It is not just unique to the CDC, but it is more persistent under the CDC regime. It is sad to know that I was speaking to, a couple of friends of mine who are civil servants, somebody that teach us. You know they are not even taking pay for June. Some people are not even taking May salary. Some people are not even taking their salary, Boyka. So the whole country is running to a point where, you know, there's no productivity. The executives and the legislative branch of government consumes more of the national cake, and the little that is left for teachers, for doctors, they cannot even get their salary on time. Again, in a democracy, the people has a responsibility, and I think it was President John F. Kennedy who said, for the records, and I quote, that regardless of whatever office you hold, the people hold an office and a sober responsibility to elect leaders that goes to those offices. Whether they are good or bad, they are a reflection of the people. The people are direct representation. The leaders are direct representation of the people. If the people accommodate criminals and say, oh, for us to move forward, we must accommodate these criminals, and then we'll hope for a paradise, that is the country you get. And that is why, if you pay careful, keen attention to the American ambassador recent statement, you blown diagnostics on Liberia's problem. The American ambassador basically told you people, if the Liberian, it's up to the Liberian people if they want to recycle corrupt elements in public offices.
Yeah.
He said that is the simple way, like your business. Y'all like it, y'all want to re-elect criminals and thieves in the name of rescue mission, in the name of honor Mr. Weir. It is up to you. And I agree with Brother Gonglo. In 2023, there are lots of presidential candidates. Do not just limit, do not just keep the forerunners of the election to the Unity Party and the CDC. Do not make it to a path. You are the only option you have is the CDC and the Unity Party. There are lots of options on the political shelf that are opting for public office that want to be president. But if you want to narrow down those two parties and put them in the same round, the Liberian people must have to keep their nose. Don't say, oh, the only option we have was Joseph Boyka and Joe Weir. So Boyka is way better off than Joe Weir. Just because our man died, we're not swag Babun Tete. Just because our man died, we're not swag Babun Tete. And that intertwines with the attacks on Costa. And Costa is man, he can keep his own notes, he fights his own battle. But when people dare to say they disagree, people must respect them in their disagreement. Costa is not a cattle. He's not forced to supporting Joseph Boyka. He didn't, when Mao Bonnie in that time, Joseph Boyka share together. If Costa says some kind things about the Unity Party and Uncle Joe in a press conference, if the Unity Party believe that what Costa said is 90% lies, let them replace it with facts. Gonglo, you live in the US. When you say something about somebody, the Americans don't hesitate. They will put another opinion in the public. And that's what I said on the show. I warned them. And I think Joseph Boyka played smartly to that gallery and advised that if Costa speaks out and say you want to respond to some of the things he said, because you will create a Pandora box for receipts. You create that Pandora box. So if you notice, Uncle Joe was very smart. He put up a short statement on a page, Costa like his son, he loved him. That was a clear diversion from the real issues. Did Uncle Joe never go to Ghana? Wearing text messages of the same money you say that was fraudulent, that Costa is lying. Didn't your presidential candidate went to bargain on that same money? Uncle Joe did. Even there is a recording of Jojo Boyka Jr. that is on the internet, speaking authoritatively. And you see certain elements in the Unity Party, they have some fundamental problems. They lie through their teeth. Some of them were trying to say, we're not even sure, sir, whether that voice or the recording is Joseph Boyka Jr. Hey, man. Really? If Kalibo Gonglo speak, I don't need to be in front of Kalibo. The fact that I have listened to Kalibo a couple of times as a friend, or if I know Kalibo like that, I just say that voice recognition appears to be what matches Kalibo's. I know sometimes people try to mimic people and try to copy their voice, but for them to be making these kind of lies. Look, the American ambassador said it in a clear term that you keep bringing bad options and expect people to support those bad options. Even the misconception in the media about America says okay for the people who were sanctioned to contest. That has been a lie peddled not only by the CDC, but people in the opposition. To say, oh, but the American sanction print doesn't help me, they find guilty. The U.S. State Department or the Treasury is not a court. They don't operate in your jurisdiction. They operate on political, wet law. They give you information. They gather that intelligence. They inform you about what is happening. It is up to you now as you make your bed. So shall you lie on it? If you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. If you are hoping that you want to change this country, and before you rescue, you must win. Go and win and think that Joseph Boakai will be the one everywhere. He will be the one in the legislature. Only he will get the brightest glasses to fight fraud, waste, and abuse. That is the lie you tell yourself. That those who are even opting for public office, the Americans don't want to see them. And that's why when they sanction those three officials, the Americans told you, Capi DM, seize the moment. But again, Labyrinth, we forget. And he said, clearly said it. I know we're gonna delve into a Boakai, into the show, but these are some of the problems and the excesses of the Labyrinth society.
Oh, Darlington Internet.
Yeah.
Boakai, what Darlington is trying to sort out, let me just add to this. Yesterday on this show, I repeated there is a trending debate on social media. It started trending yesterday. I checked it this morning. You have more than 200 comments already on Brother Larry Kennedy's statement yesterday. He took a very old post. If it were possible to show it, I would us to show that. There's a post that Darius made in 2017 about Boakai. Boakai Nubeti. He made a post. He said, "Reject this ticket. It represents everything that is bad for our country and people." So what Larry Kennedy did, he took that post. He took a screenshot of it, and on top of it, he wrote this statement. He said, back then, it was a bad decision to select Nukwe. Today, it is a dance with the devil, a corrupt and incompetent con, and a de facto vice president, the sanction warlord, Prince Johnson. Did Boakai read the global Magnitsky sanction on PYJ? He asked that question. And Larry said that's why he was departing with Boakai, because he has been one of the big supporters of Boakai on this very Costa Show and on other networks I'm watching and listening to. And Larry is a respected Liberian. He's worked for the federal government. He's a professor of finance at University of Texas. He's a very articulate academic. But this is his position today. Okay? So there are patriotic Liberians who are forced out that we are in a potential calamity. We have CDC that has no clue on how to manage. We have Unity Party that has an established record on corruption. That has established record on just collecting revenue and consuming without planting. If you consume and you don't plant, you're going to starve. What you're going to have is starvation the following year, the following harvest. That is why CDC and Unity Party are very good at it. Let's try all our Liberians. And to this morning, My argument, my proposition is Councillor Gonglo represents a better idea to fight corruption. Say what you may. He has a courage to fight corruption. Okay? What Darlington was talking about, this is what Councillor Gonglo said to Janine Bernard before. There was a program and somebody was bad-mouthing President Saleh. And people can argue the freedom of speech that we have earned in Liberia today, people died for it. They fought for it. It was not given to Liberian by government. The progressive community fought and died. People died. People lost their lives. Government did not willingly come and say, now Liberians are free to say anything they want to say. You can establish in a radio station. You can establish in a newspaper. People fought for it. People fought. There are others whose blood are soaked in the ground today in Liberia. There are others who have gone 6 feet. There are some who don't even know their graves because they fought for the freedom of speech we have. That others are abusing today with lies. People fought and died. There are people who walk with the scars today. There are people who are having mental health problems because of what they went through under previous governments, because they dare talk their mind. So Councillor Gonglo responds to her was, Madam, we can't shut down radio station because it's saying something that you don't like. Why you do that? Many radio stations switch to the other channel when you feel good. But you can't call me to say, oh, Mr. Solicitor General, this other radio station is saying this. No. Even if the line, just go there and tell a radio station you want to appear to, go and put your own facts out there the next day. Or switch to a different channel. And that's how we should do it. In the United States, I'm not listening to NPR. When I'm listening to NPR and somebody start bringing gay right issue, I switch to a different channel because that's not what I want to listen to. Because I have a choice. Maybe I play my African music. Okay. If they want to talk about another person, some political thing I'm not interested in it, I play my African music. That's how it works. I just wanted to support Darlington on that point.
Okay. Darlington, you want us to move to the vice president of what he wrote yesterday, or you have another thing on mind? We have already talked. You want to continue with the U.S. ambassador statement? Because
it is good we look at Joseph Boyka's statement, but I want to warn against us looking at that statement. I have little interest in looking at Boyka's statement because when you read a statement, we're supposed to do an analysis of the statement. And if we believe that Joseph Boyka is very deceptive and contradicting to that very same statement, it may sound unpleasant to your audience. So I'm not interested in analyzing Joseph Boyka's statement about his hope to fight corruption. I'm not interested in that. I want to focus more on our international partners, the Americans, especially the U.S. ambassador statement. It's good we can look at Mr. Boyka's statement. But spare me those statements when people do not match their actions with the kind of statement that they portray. Joseph Boyka, from time immemorial, has always said that he's an integrity icon, that he's a person who promotes and values and cherishes people of reputable characters. But look at all that just with Church JMB wisdom. Look at all the people Joe Boyka can bring as a score running mates. The Liberian people know that they are all public thieves. The likes of James Emmanuel Nuke, a corrupt figure in the legislature. The likes of Jeremiah Kun, another corrupt element that have stayed his life in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, and have amassed wealth at the expense of state resources. So, Joseph Boyka's statement, I know, man. I really don't know Boyka. Yeah.
So that's why he said in his statement, Darlington, that if you make me president,
It is a mass push back statement. I don't have interest in listening to back statement.
Yeah, no,
Why
Darlington, but what
I'm not interested in discussing. I'm not going to elevate that thing. I think
no,
it doesn't.
guys,
No.
guys,
There is a reason. We can't elevate that statement. There's an empty statement. We can't elevate it on such prestigious platform here. Okay, to give it credence. It's like Prophet Key saying, I will fight public cursing when you made me senator. You know, then we look at what he's doing now. Listen, 2015 in Philadelphia at the Lutheran Church, when Boaga came in this Philadelphia, we went to the church to listen to him. A New York Times journalist action, Mr. Vice President, the international community spent hundreds of millions of dollars on Ebola relief, and the governor of Liberia put in money, but all these activities were marked by corruption, both by the government and the international community. What is your government going to do about that? Ambassador Boaga said, and quote, there is corruption everywhere. There is corruption even in America. He defended corruption. That because it is everywhere, that was his response. And I was stung. I was standing there. Freya Goyen, Anthony Cassidy was there. Anthony Cassidy is a political advisor. He was at that program. I still remember that. I'm a walking dictionary on many political leaders in Liberia. I remember that because I was at that event, not DC. Okay, Ambassador Boaga was president of the Senate, presiding officer of the Senate for what? 12 years. I'm not talking about House of Representatives. The Senate, when the Auditor General of Liberia at the time, John Molu, requested to audit the legislature, they threatened with contempt power. From 2006, present as we speak, the American ambassador said how much the Senate, the legislature alone has eaten from our budget. Braga, you say the number. I don't want to say it.
The may honor stated the number.
I want Braga to say it. Braga, how much is the spend? How much you have eaten from our national park? 90.68 million.
Yeah.
Not more than 90 million. Braga, right? These people have never been audited. They have never been audited. But you know what? The legislature, they have the audacity to say they are auditing people in executive. But they say, no, you can't audit us.
No, but Darlington, before you Darlington, before you come in,
okay.
People are Gonglo, there are two different things you are talking here.
We're
And
not talking two different things.
no, there, but then, well, if we're looking at the running mate to JMB when he's senator, not under the umbrella of Boakai, and he's been as a vice president under the stewardship of Joseph Boakai, there are two things here.
No, Boakai, you twist the argument. You say we'll talk on Boakai corruption, statement on corruption. We say, let's look at what he has not done.
Bibera, please, let me finish your talk. Listen, now, let's have a discussion. When I talk, you talk. Please, I beg you. Give me a chance.
You're trying to twist the argument. That's the point.
Listen now. So, if, for instance, I am under Costa's mentorship here, and I'm doing things, Costa will tell me, say, do this. But if I leave from under Costa's umbrella and then I'm on my own and doing things where there's nobody there to tell me, say, oh, do this or do that, anything I do there is by myself. It's not only Costa. The day I leave from Costa,
stop comparing apples to oranges, man. Stop comparing apples to oranges here.
That's a pedestrian argument. Ambassador Boaga was an elected official of government, sanctioned by public obligation to be truthful, okay? The Constitution does not say the vice president cannot hold opinion, does it?
The president do hold opinion. Yes, of course.
Where is his opinion when the Senate said, no, we can't be audited? Where is his opinion? Where is the opinion when they send a voter for 68?
What is the on that?
Where is his opinion? Where is his secret advice? Or only when he president then will know? Come on, Bwaka. Don't bring up pedestrian argument to say, oh, my mom was telling me that I was doing it, but when I marry, I move my own now, I will do differently. Come on, dude. Bro, don't go there. That's a pedestrian argument.
You know, I just want to get this point. You know, Bwaka, my man Marco Bobby Boo, he commented in the comment section. He said, my man Darino low so better. No, Marco, I'm not better. I'm just sick to my stomach. I'm just tired of listening to political statement. Political leaders need to reduce their words and increase their actions. Joseph Bwaka have always presented himself as this integrity icon. But does Bwaka have people of integrity in his closets? Doing business with the likes of L.A. Styler? And he said when he take over the country, we need to win for it before he felt that he will rescue the country. So I don't have interest in when a wedding will be good, you will know from the eve. You will know from the eve. These people, when they are elected, they are not just coming to support Joseph Bwaka because even 4 years. They are supporting Joseph Bwaka because they are making political concessions to go into the legislature. You cannot teach old dog new tricks. These corrupt elements will go to the legislature and you expect to have a people-centered budget? Look, let us not forget, Kalibo. This is the same Joseph Bwaka for over 12 years, approximately, that was receiving entertainment resources in his budget, about $1 million on enjoyment for recreational activities. The Liberian people are forgetting that the vice president of the Republic of Liberia received more money in his budget for entertainment more than the president of the United States of America at the time. It's in the budget. If you want to argue that, Liberians, we don't pay attention in reading, in fact-checking, in producing documents. On the American budget, the American budgets, there were multiple fiscal years that the office of the vice president had $1 million in a budget for recreational activities. So we are sick and tired. Look, people say, oh, they were just nominal. No. I don't have interest in discussing his statement. If you want us to discuss his statement, when we read a statement and start to judge his actions from his statement, if his statement and his action they are not aligning and they are far-fetched, and we put it on the intellectual grill here, certain elements will get uneasy. So that's why I say to just help Uncle Joe when I look at that statement. Because I don't have time in the people who got interested want to listen to Joe Bwaka's statement, let them go Google it and go on the platform that they will say in the statement, it is peaches and cream. Let me go look for that statement.
Spoon that we're playing.
So, guys, there's some things, there are some portion within the statement I want you guys to look at. He said this, and I just want to bring it to your attention. He said, "My action against the weird government will serve as a deterrent, will serve as a warning to those that will be serving in my administration to take heed, because I will not, he will not take what he's fighting against the weird government and he allow it to happen on his administration." So when somebody puts all of these things on the table,
let me stop you right there. That's a vague. That portion you just read is vague. My action against it, what action now?
The action in fighting corruption. His action in
it doesn't say anything. This old man say things. Accountable is not even clear. What action now? How you fight? Why you should spell it out that I will do 1, 2, 3 in clear, unambiguous terms. So people know what he said. Look, I'm part of a group. We call ourselves the social contract movement, headed by my little brother Boyman Kamara, the former finance minister, who has done this beautiful analysis of the budget under the UP government and under the CDC government. And this analysis shows that the two governments can only eat our revenue. They don't invest it. That's why the country is so bad under vote for them. So, and that's the finance minister that served there. Like, he's a man of God. He made a very honest analysis. So the point I'm making here is we are moving. We are listing issues that we take to each candidate and tell them we want people to sign. If you win, this is a new Liberia. We want to honor your leadership. We'll take it to each contestant, at least most contestant running for the legislature, to say, we want you when you go to the legislature. These are amendments we want in the Constitution. These are things we want you to vote on. You sign. In addition to all your pledges you'll be making to your constituency. We are working on that. Sooner or later, we'll start it. Okay? And that's the way to go. We want to hold public officials before they get elected by something. And we're working on that. That statement you're talking about is as vague as he has been all through on corruption. This old man, I mean, I don't have record to say here is his record. He's corrupt. I don't have that record. But we say in Liberia, before the tree falls, it casts a shadow. All we can say is indirect indication here. Like I always say, there is a parable that says, if you say lizard can eat rice, why is it always in the rice kitchen? Okay? That parable is prevalent in Nimba. I don't know whether other ethnic groups use that, because we say lizard can eat rice, but you always find lizard. So
to bring it home, if Joseph Boyka is so honest, why is he always around corrupt elements?
Yes. So we say that. And for me, I take my
wisdom. You use your hand to go and do the bidding?
Yeah.
Does Joseph Boyka use your hand to do the bidding and he get the proceeds?
So for me, what the time about Boyka, let me end on this thing before you come in. People don't, there are many young people who are on social media today. Some of us are all hands in this thing. When we are at the university in the 80s, we were very active. We were not sleeping. In addition to studying mathematics, we were very active. Okay? Here's what we know. The General Auditing Commission, as we know today, did not exist like that ever in the history of Liberia. What they were doing generally was payroll audit, which is the most easier audit to do. Payroll audit. You go take payroll, those who have been paid from finance ministry, because all I think was by check was manual. They take the list from civil servant and compare it. They were not doing procurement audit, which is one of the main places where corruption occurred in government. They were not doing procurement audit because there were no procurement laws at the time. Okay, so all those who serve in Togo government, in Do government, they can't even claim. They can't make a claim of being clean because there is no way of us knowing. They were not audited for other things. The real audit regime started in 2006 under the Unity Party government. Guess, under that government, how many institutions were not audited? The judiciary refused to be audited. They can receive revenue and consume. They don't agree to be audited. The legislature refused to be audited. The minister of state and the executive mansion refused to be audited. Those are the audited. So anyone who serves in the legislature, the executive, not the executive, the judiciary, and the Ministry of State cannot claim that, oh, I have clean record, because you refuse to be audited.
Yeah, Darrington.
Kalibo, let me respond to my own good friend and big brother Stephen Johnson. He said they show only for Joseph Boyka or to talk about the issues affecting the Liberian people. Stephen Johnson, the issues affecting the Liberian people is the vicious cycle. That cycle where another group of corrupt elements will leave power and not come under the knee and rebrand themselves as rescue mission and present themselves as saint. That is the issue affecting the Liberian people. And you want to rescue this country, that we shouldn't ask about the caliber of people on board, about our country. It is about, those are the issues affecting Liberia. And if you listen to the U.S. ambassador, he said the reason why the country is the way it is because if the Liberian people want to recycle bad leaders, that is why the country is the way it is. Let us not forget the Unity Party had power here for 12 years. They mismanaged state resources in this place. But they are not presenting themselves as if that they have never held power before. It was only Ellie and Robert Salifu who were the most corrupt elements. Some of you serve in that administration respectfully. So for y'all to make this argument now, y'all should be telling our brain people that when Joseph Boyka was vice president of our country, he was receiving an entertainment budget of $1 million. Y'all say Alliance will pull a record out here. Office of the vice president. So y'all don't present. Look, y'all need to stop playing on the sentiments of the people. Yes, just because the Liberian people. Look, I don't work for the ALP. I'm not a member of the ALP. I'm not in Costa party. They talking about ALP. Don't divert the conversation, Stevie. When you get on the class, we know that you can talk about why you want the people to listen to. You can talk about that. You can throw flower up Joseph Boyka feet. On this platform, we'll hold power to account from all facets. Whether you come from the ruling establishment or in opposition, if you're in bed with corrupt elements, we'll call you out. We're not come here because certain people want to exploit the gullible nature of our society. Just because the people are clamoring change doesn't mean that the agents of change who want to peddle this change are actually interested in this country. And you post something on your page just because our man that will not talk about Tete. Just because we are as administration are extremely corrupt, that they have shown poor leadership and bad governance. That doesn't mean that anything you do to us will suck that thing. What they will not happen here. If the Liberian people willfully elect Mr. Joseph Boyka as president of their country, they will keep their notes. Tomorrow, history and posterity will be kind to some of us. I told a friend of mine yesterday we were talking. These were the same comrades who brought Mr. Weah in 2005. When they supported George Weah around here, they presented a picture that every young people were happy on the Weah train. When some critical young people said, this thing called Weah will fail, we assumed to be critical at the time. Fast forward, here we are. Weah now has fast plundered state resources. He have left the country the way it is, and the country needs quick political intervention. But the people who are opting to perform this surgery on Liberia, they do not have the requisite character to do the surgery.
Because they been there
If
before.
we come and question that, yeah, you been there. You talk about fixing the country. Hasn't Joseph Boyka been receiving in the budget $1 million on American? Stevie, you are the Minister of Finance for entertainment.
Custom also.
Make more money more than the president of the United States. You say who? So who do we suggest? Brother Kalibo Gonglo here is suggesting to your own Gonglo. And that's what Kalibo have always been suggesting. But y'all want to limit this debate to 2 bad apples, and you want the people to eat and run their stomach overnight. The election is not just restricted to George Weah and Joseph Boyka. There are many political options. But if the Liberian people want to reduce the 2 and send them to the runoff, we, the Liberian people, will have to pick from those 2 bad apples. We have a responsibility. So some of you makes the CDC people to appear that is true, that we are in position. Some of y'all don't want to come back to power and resume your same officers that you had before under the earlier administration with no genuine and requisite change. That's what the same thing happening here. You just want to come to power. You just want to use this open. No, let me end, Braga. Don't do that. Don't do that. When I finish, you will come in, chief, please. You just want to use this old man to come back to state power and full state resources. We have a country democracy to protect. Can we trust our country in the hands of Jeremiah Kun, a corrupt figure in the legislature? What kind of lawmaker he has been? But you present this picture that Joseph Boyka is the honest man that have come from Foya. In the history of women producing children, that he's the most honest child of Liberia. But why is Joseph Boyka always taking shower if I having pool party with corrupt elements? Look at the legs of Alex Tyler saying he want to rescue this country. James Barney.
Yeah, James Barney.
You on a campaign trail. What are the Americans' impression or the optics about saying Prince Johnson on your campaign trail? What can the United Party people confirm? That the Americans are recently denied Jeremiah Kun visa. Why the US are taking rigid measures on these people? The Global Magnitsky Act, the sanction Prince Johnson for political pay for play. They want people not to do business. They say up. But I got to take over. 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 But I got to Over. man.
Yeah, Darlington, the line have gone by. You know that there are few things I want to like put forth here. We have Josh Weah, we have Joseph Boaka, we have Alexander Cummins, we have Tiawon that is way far. People can say Tiawon stay far from A yet. So
Boaka, that's what you said. That's what you say. Because there are reasons why you say the Gongo Yakalo team. The Gongo Yakalo team is a team to reckon with. I can tell you that.
It's a team to reckon with. Of course, everybody going to a race.
See how the story is changing. How the story is changing in Bon County. The Gongo Yakalo team, both in Nima and Bon, it's a done deal. They will win. Watch that out.
Okay. So now,
and it will be very competitive in Montserrat. I can tell you that.
All right. So let me say this now. The issue about not working with corrupt officials or not working with people that have previously worked in government, where we claim that they are corrupt, and we have seen some of them that they are corrupt behavior. Have there been any other political party that have come out that will say, "Oh, all of my officials, all of those that are supporting me will be clean people that just come from heaven or that have been in the system but not corrupt"? You know, what I'm trying to say, Darlington, here is that there is no political party in Liberia that will take the mantle of authority when you say that political party doesn't work with or that does not work with any corrupt officials in this Liberia, because you just have to whine before you win. So if you say, "Oh, because Mr. X or when Prince Johnson were going to say, 'Oh, today I'm supporting Councillor Gongo,' you think Councillor Gongo is going to tell Prince Johnson, says, 'No, I don't want your support'? Of course, Councillor Gongo are going to accept Prince Johnson's support, not because Mr. Gongo is sitting here. So even if we are today, or they tell him Mr. Cummins ran after Prince Johnson's support, Mr. Cummins ran after Prince Johnson's support. They tell him we are not beyond Prince Johnson. Yes, of course, Prince Johnson supported we are. So there is absolutely no way that you say you have a political party in Liberia and you say you will not have people that have worked previously in government to support your party. It will not work, because we only have the same politician.
You missed the argument. That's what I told you. Waka, you missing the argument. You are making a pedestrian argument here. This whole thing is not about not having previous government officials serving your government. I made a statement yesterday here. I said you can have a platoon in the military that is maybe noted for. I said you can have a platoon in the military that is maybe noted. That is noted probably for arriving late on the assignment site, but when under a different commander, so when they have a new commander that is tough, clear, and decisive, that same unit will start to report on time. Human being will respond to stimuli, will respond to our environment. That's why we are changing. That's why we are adaptable. Anything that God created, any creature, living thing that God created on earth, whether birds or other classes of living things, if you don't adapt to your environment, those are the things that have gone extinct. They no longer exist. We must adapt to our environment. So if we have a new commander, the question we're asking here is someone who is saying, "I'm going to be a new father, I'm going to be a new husband," but you are a bad boyfriend. Only when a woman marries you, treat her differently now. It's hard to believe. It's hard for that woman to believe that everything we're going to do when we get married, we're doing it when we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and you treated me like a trash. I didn't see love from you. And you proposing marriage to me and say, "Honey, just agree to marry me. I will be different when you marry me." It's hard to believe. That is the logic of of Darlington Marseille argument this morning. That's the logic. Okay? So let's leave that whole pedestrian argument of the, I know you can say that for...
When we're talking here, like I say...
Let me ask you this. Being in the media, I don't know how many years now, maybe 10 years or more, as an ordinary citizen, did you ever express disappointment or disagreement for 12 years under Unity Party? I know you are not in government. Did you don't like anything that happened for 12 years?
Yes, there were a lot of things that the Unity Party did at this leg.
So what do you recount? What are some of the major things?
I don't even want to go there. Did people who know you know your opinion, or did you say even on the radio or in the press?
Yes, I was on the radio by that time, and I used to flag it out.
Okay, very good. But the reason the logic of the question I'm asking you is our old man, Ambassador Boaka, has spent 42 years. I don't know which one is correct. Sometimes some of your supporters say 50 years. I don't know whether it's true. No. But he, at least on record, 42 years in government, in public service. Probably those are the presidential appointed position or higher up, 42 years in government. Liberia has been a troubled nation all along. Under the TWP government, under the Doe government, under Taylor, and the list go on. Have you read a streak of paper in black and white on Ambassador Boaka's opinion where he stood during those turbulent times in Liberia? Do you know where he ever stood?
No, I haven't.
Even when local transpose his own country, he was in Monrovia.
So in your last 6 years, you have the energy to topple corruption as opposed to 40 so years?
Only when you want to replace we are now, then all of a sudden we know this is dishonesty, man. Let's move on to different topics.
So now you see, like I always say, Darlington, you were coming after me. Like, this is my point here. My point is, all of what happened, Boaka wasn't contesting for the presidency. All of what happened to Mr. Kumi wasn't, by that time when he was at Coca-Cola, he wasn't contesting for the presidency. Mr. Gongolo, when he was in government working at XYZ, he wasn't contesting for the presidency. But now, the foreign guys are contesting for the presidency. When they are given the authority, when they are given the power, watch them. What they will do when they are serving that position is what we should be thinking about. Now, for what that happened back then, all of what George Weah did before becoming president is different from what he's doing now when he's president. We thought, for me, if not you guys, but for me, I thought that if Weah were going to be elected president, he was going to do better because he came from the slum. But what now Weah is doing is far different from what I was thinking about. So if we give, for instance, Mr. Boaka or Mr. Kumis or Mr. Gongolo the chance to be elected president of the republic, if we give them that 1 day or that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and we see what they will bring forth on the table, all of the things they promise us, if they live up to the task, they fulfill their promises, we can say yes, they are the best. But if they don't meet all of what they said to us, then we'll start to tell them that, oh, you guys, all of what you promised, you didn't fulfill it. But now we can't tell them, say, oh, you will be a bad leader because of what happened before. You will be a bad leader because of what's happening now. My brother,
the argument is Boaka here is.
Let me make a point.
Let me point Boaka on this. I just asked you a few minutes ago, probably a minute ago. You said during the Unity Party government, you were on the radio and your disagreement was known publicly, right? So if we make you Director General of LBS today, or we'll make you Minister of Information, or we'll give you some high profile government office, you know what? The public can look at what you said during that time and say, oh, Boaka used to say so. This is Boaka's stand on this issue. Now Boaka has power. This is his stand. They will evaluate you. But we got somebody who for the 2 years has just been assistant. You know,
So
he is nothing but a representation of the system that need to change. Somebody who work in a system for 2 years, that person basically becomes a system. You know, it becomes the thing that is wrong with the country that should be changed. Not him changing the system. I mean, you look at it. He is the doyen of the system. He knows it because he has been at the lower level. He has been at the highest level. He is the system. Come on, Bwaka. We can hold you accountable for because
let me make some interventions, right? If some elements in the Unity Party who respected us yesterday want to throw in this comment section and throw a tantrum that they respect Bweka Kamara and he's the most smartest young man, that's your business. When I was sitting on your platform, you hear me and call me somebody to find him when I looked in your Joseph Bweka way. When we ask the critical questions now, you get uneasy. Let me say this to you, Bweka. So, what is Joseph Bweka really running on? Isn't it his track record or his public service record? Isn't it that record or that author of sacrifice that the Unity Party people brings to us and say he's the man with the experience and the man who is capable of rescuing this country based on his past record? And that is why Kalibo asks you a critical question. That all of Mr. Bweka's time in public office, one thing, even if somebody does not have voting power, they hold an opinion, an express opinion that people can go a reference and say, yes, when this was happening, this was Joseph Bweka's position on this. Joseph Bweka only told us that they squander opportunities when he was running for president in 2017, and basically their tenure had come to an end. It was a doggy-dog war where everybody was trying to fend for themselves. That is how you found the likes of Madame Salif who fair treated and cheated. Look, Joseph Bweka been in government for 40 plus years. On the floor of the Senate, what kind of definite position have he taken on public corruption? It's good for us to look at his statement. But one may argue that what can we judge Joseph Bweka on his track records about corruption? When Joseph Bweka tells us to think Liberia and love Liberia and build Liberia, what was Joseph Bweka thoughts when he had $1 million in the budget for entertainment? Was he thinking Liberia? Was Joseph Bweka thinking Liberia? So the narrative here, listen, if the Liberian people like, and that's what the U.S. ambassador said, whatever leaders you want to elect to public office, as you make your bed, you lie on it. If you want Joseph Bweka as president of the country, so be it. If he come to power and rescue this country, we will clap for him. But what we are seeing, the writers are clearly pointing out the wall that you say Joseph Bweka is upright and honest. Why is he in the cesspool of corrupt individuals? That is the question that you, Bweka, cannot answer. But you bring the pedestrian argument that you have to win fair before you govern. So because our man died, we just suck Babun Tete to survive. That's the argument. That we don't care about the flow of milk that comes from the Babun Tete, whether it is poisonous us to the child, you just want to suck Babun Tete because your man died. See, Liberian people from time immemorial have said that the legislature is far more corrupt and Liberia's problem. But what are you doing with some of those lawmakers who have messed up the country, who were part of the system? Joseph Bweka himself, president of the Senate, or the vice president does not vote. Every bar concession. Look, you know why you are president of the Senate? It is to speak to the wisdom and the consciences of those senators. Sure. If they go ahead and make bad use and concession, when the office of the vice president, nothing stopped the office of the vice president at the time from issuing a statement on the record to say we caution our colleagues. But this is not in the interest of our people. This is our position statement. Bweka had never done that.
No, never. And Bweka Kamara cannot show you footage of that.
He's Emmanuel Nukwe. His name was in almost all of the corruption money scandal in the legislature. In 2017, that was the person of integrity Joseph Bweka picked as his running mate. Look, let's be honest. One can argue that when Madam Sali picked Joseph Bweka, he was a reflection of good moral character at the time. When Madam Salif picked Joseph Bweka, he represented similar share values of Madam Salif. Was Joseph Burger in the
There
legislature?
was
Was he a
there was no record of him.
There was any record of corruption on Joseph Burger when Ellen picked him? But look at the caliber of people Joseph Burger picks for his running mate. Corrupt figures. Was Joseph Burger Senator or Lofa when Ellen picked him? He was a respectable son of Lofa County. Like, for example, in Nimba, people could reference the likes of Dr. Kotu and Councillor Tiawon Gonglo. These are respectable sons of the counties. They have never been at the legislature. They have never been at the legislature. Stephen, you can keep your service class for the class reloader and teach your audience. I'm not interested. These are the who want to. They want I am saying no political class will use my hand to get to power, and tomorrow I will be disappointed. I was a student activist in the country, and I fought the Unity Party of rampant corruption at the time.
No.
What new dynamics are you people bringing here that you want some of us to suck up to you and just join the bandwagon? I'm not a bandwagonist. That is what you must plunder state resources. Some of you just want to come back to power. That's what I can talk about. Oh, in the interest of the country. What interest of what country? You're just vexed because the CDC boys are misbehaving with state resources, and you wish you can come back and go back to your old life, your old lifestyle. You know, state resources. When people are plundering it, the Unity Party introduced the plundering of state resources.
The bravery of the legislature.
Public bravery on display. Mr. Weir is just continuing on the mantra, on the standards that you set in public office. Because, you see, the reason why the Unity Party rule in 2005 was very peculiar was because after Liberia post-war era, the system of governance you institute, the way in which you introduce public service working at the legislature is how people will go onto the national conversation.
Okay, guys, let's take some course. We have to make way so our listeners can form part of the discussion now. The phone lines are open. +231 888 624171 0770 102 102 886 010383 are the lines that you can call. Let's take our first caller here this morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Boaga Camara.
Yeah, your name is joining us from.
My name is Levi Titus Dingus, and I join you from New York. Boaga, I want to say thank you guys for the conversation this morning. It's very interesting. And I will say this very, very clear. Liberians, it's like we are used to making mistakes, and we love making mistakes. It's really sad to know that we do not judge people on content of their characters. And when I say on the contents of their characters, I do not mean just bluntly that this guy, is clean. What I mean is that what has he done? You do not have to excel, public service before you do well. Even in your community as a noble citizen, you can contribute to your community. Now, I got a saying that goes like this: in order to make a change in a society, you have to make that change in your own life. And the change in your life will affect your family, in your household. The change in your family will affect your community. The change in your community will affect your district. The change in the district will affect the county. It goes down to the nation. It goes down to other nations. It goes down to the entire globe. And that's what we want to see. We want to see a leader that in your little might, you can be able to stand up and do something. All of these people are asking us for that presidency. What have they done?
That's a question.
That's okay. Let's take another person here. Good morning. Let's take this person here quickly. Hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, where joining us from?
Yeah, my name is I'm Amara Mohammed Kamari, and member of the COP, and also by extension member of the Unity Party. Morning, Buckeye, and good morning,
Uh,
Brother Darlington, and good morning, Mr. Gongro.
Mohammed,
And
may I ask you?
I
May
listened
I ask
to
you a
the
quick
show,
question?
and I must admire you guys. You guys are are proceeding in the right that trajectory. But one of the panelists, rather, I certainly disagree with, and I love Brother Darlington's presentation this morning. Is Brother Buckeye. Brother Buckeye, I want to ask you a question, and the question here is the question. So, if sorry to say this, if your grandfather died 2 years ago, and if you were born today, then after a few months, will you kill as well because your grandfather killed? That is my question. And to the other subject, let us not stick on people because based on their political credential being a good or bad for the fact that they were in the game for the beginning. So therefore, when you come today, you should align with the even if it does not represent the aspiration of the Liberian people.
Okay.
But let me tell you one thing. One of the things Brother Darito said, and I agree with him. History is something that it can just backfire behind you. One fine day, we will stand with our leader, whom we believe in and whom we love so much, and prepare to die for him. For those who think that you can attack Henry Costa, stop dreaming. Because
Okay.
if you do it, just remember that the way in which the manner in which we should have been focusing on on George we will just redirect our focus on you, and that will become the end of Ambassador Boga political future. That's all I got to tell you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me take this other person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Darling Wawu calling from Springfield.
Welcome.
Good morning, Darlington.
Yeah. So let me say this to seeing Brother Gonglo and Comrade Darlington there in studio. Gentlemen, we have to do something. Like I have said consistently, sitting on platform and talking is not enough to change people's mind or to move the needle. It is unfortunate that Mr. Costa got himself, wrapped up in his hotel and medium business and politics. I wish he had not contaminated himself with politics so that we can continue to use the CUP as a personal group. So what we need to do now is not to, if any of us here on the platform want to really do something serious about Liberia, we should disassociate ourselves from political parties. Mr. Gonglo, I will advise you call up yourself from the Gonglo team. Darlington do not associate with any political party. Let us put ourselves together as a personal group, independent of and free of all political parties, because we don't want to be seen as biased group of people. Let us spend money. Gentlemen, people got money in this country. We can put ourselves together and go to Monrovia, and we still have time in our field. We can go to Monrovia and put ourselves together and preach a message.
Okay.
And talk to people about this Joe Waka tree. This tree is a natural tree that has on both criminals.
Don't rush the middle of the lamb, Waka.
They are on this tree. Sitting here in America and talking on Facebook is not going to solve the problem. Let us forget about political parties. Let's put ourselves together. I don't want to put myself on the forefront. You can take Boga. Let's forget Boga because this course is above me. Darlington, Mr. Gonglo, you guys can have a number and we can put ourselves together. We are not members of any political party. We are going to go to Liberia and make our case to Liberian people and tell them that reject Boga, reject Mr. Weir. These two elements, we have seen their performances in the past. These are not angels.
Okay.
So we have to do something. We have to find a solution to the problem.
I agree. Let me say
Darling Wawu, I want you to stay there for a minute, please. Darling Wawu. Listen. Please, I will text you my number. Call me. We can add you to the social contract movement. That's exactly the idea, Boyman Cameron and others. You are a brilliant fella. Always listen to your comment, even on FOL. So we can bring you on board with the social contract movement. That's exactly
but Mr. Gonglo, he said that you shouldn't support your brother Tiawon Gonglo as you guys.
He said I should detach myself from everything, so I will be seen as a neutral person. That's why he said.
Okay.
He didn't say don't.
All right, let's
But
let's go ahead. Let's call us.
Morning, Berker. How you doing? This is Elijah calling from Minnesota.
Welcome, Elijah.
I listened to you guys' brother analysis, and I listened to Mr. Gonglo and everything every other analysis by you. He was aiming it as pedestrian analysis. So this is what he said. A whole lot of contradiction within him. He said the executive had never been audited before. So you can't tell. You cannot tell.
No.
Those are the legislature.
I'm not correct.
You're not listening.
No, let me
Those are the
correct.
legislature.
It's not good to
Hello?
go work for the
Hello?
executive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Hold on.
just listen
Boy,
to
let me
Mr.
correct
Gonglo.
you.
Mr.
I
Gonglo,
would
go
like
ahead.
for you to speak. Let me correct you. I said the legislature from 2006 to present has never been audited.
You
Including
said the
the
legislature and the executive had not been audited. So therefore, anybody, I
I'm
listen
right
to
here.
you.
I'm right here
Listening
on the
to you.
show. I'm right here on the show. So I'm restating what I said. I said the legislature, the judiciary, and the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs refused to be audited. All the other ministry and parastatals got audited, but not those three entities. That's what I said.
Okay. So
Okay. This is the point I want to make, right? Tier one Gonglo work within the same government. That place
He
he
was
worked
audited.
was never audited.
He was
Besides that,
audited.
Tier one Gonglo and his party is not even qualified to take part in this coming
I'm not
election. You guys
wrong.
are
you know who the LPP? What kind of man is that? You know the political credential of the LPP?
I'm not
Do you
a
know
wrong
what the
information.
formation of the LPP? You can't say the man is particularly qualified to run in election.
I'm
So you
not
can
wrong
call him any
information.
kind of flimsy argument.
You know how many candidates are registered so far on our LPP? I will tell you, a former seditious, Vandala Patrick, is running in Mangibi County as a senatorial candidate on the LPP. He has registered. So just so you can know.
okay, let's take this other person on the line. Good morning, welcome.
Yes, good morning, Boak. Hi, Darlington and Mr. Gonglo. My name is Napoleon Soso. I'm calling from Los Angeles this morning. You see, people are bad mouthing Henry Costa, but you see, Costa, he's a person. Sometimes he say things, but people go and knock ahead. But everything Costa said is true. Ome Boakai don't have the charisma to run Liberia. Like he run his own budget. Like he paid the paycheck that Ome Boakai was receiving for the past 12 years. You can't even see it reflecting in his life. That kind of person should run our country.
Okay.
Liberia will be a nursing home. Liberia will be a nursing home. Boakai should retire and be an honorable statesman, then parting this earth like the way we saw this Charles Taylor, former vice president. So Boakai should be careful. If not, he will be like I don't know, Mose Blah. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this other person here quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, Boakai, and good morning to Darlington and Mr. Gonglo.
Good morning, man.
Welcome.
I'm Erin Sharif calling from Pingsville.
Erin, welcome.
Yeah, you see, at times I can really admire the show. I agree with some of the thing your panelists said, Darlington and Mr. Gonglo, but I also disagree with some, right? So, for example, I will start with Joe, Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai and Alexander Cummings. If you say the track record, especially you're talking about Boakai, Joseph Newman Boakai, about his track record, he had been in government, but then Darlington said something. He said before Madame Celis elected Joseph Boakai, he was a respected man, a good son of local, good state men are working in government for years before Madame Celis elected him. But now, so you're trying to tell us that the 12 years he served as the president of the Senate and not breaking any tie or not voting and not coming on any statement for the things that were happening. That's what made him bad. We shouldn't vote for him. We should judge him on that. And we look at his track record. Because you saying for the past, before Madam Celis elected him, he was a good man. But for now, since he got in the Senate, he's not a good man. And let's kind of comments. For all the time coming in the diaspora. What he did like you have nothing. But we can look at that and say we're judging him by that.
Okay.
We can look at them. 12 years,
right?
I mean 19 years without our tour spent. As vice president on a third man.
Edwin.
Yeah.
Edwin,
listen to Darlington. I want to come in.
Edwin, I respect the fact that you say you agree to disagree with me, and I think that's a rational point. But I just want to say to you that the most immediate past public service record of Joseph Boyka is what people would judge Joseph Boyka with. Joseph Boyka has been in government. He's been Minister of Agriculture. Madam Salib, he was not the Joseph Boyka, he was not Senator or Lofa when Madam Salib picked him. Madam Salib picked somebody with the integrity that she needed in 2005 at the time to move the country forward as a vice running mate. I am just saying to you, who are those people that Joseph Boyka is picking? He normally picks as his running mate. Look at the caliber of people.
Okay. Yeah,
one thing you Fred and Madam Salif picked quality at the time, because in 2005, I mean Joseph Boyka, of course, he was not president of the Senate.
Nobody knew.
He was not in public service. Nobody knew Joseph Boyka like that, except for people from the old political order. Yeah. For the youthful generation, Joseph Boyka was not new. It was Ellen who brought him, because I mean they come from that same political class. So Joseph Boyka. So can we infer that Manaseli made rational decision by picking an integrated icon like Joseph Boyka that he is? But look at the people that Joseph Boyka say he got integrity. 2 times Joseph Boyka had opportunity to present quality of leadership to us. James Emmanuel Nukwe. So what changed in 2017? So Nukwe and Boyka are just aligned in 2017, but it don't align in 2023 today, right? Because Nukwe is supporting Josh Weah.
Yeah, so Eddie, you want to end on your
just 1 minute. Let me just say this. For me, that's my opinion. For me, the Cummings, the Boykas, the Gongolo, for now, we shouldn't judge them on that. Because I know people say, yes, you want to win election, but you bring it back. People know. What I'm trying to say, let's get them a chance. When they get to power, then we will start seeing what they can do for the Liberian people. When I thought as vice president for 19 years, I think who years. I'm trying to follow his track record in 19 years. He really did for Liberia. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, Edwin.
We'll
take that 3 more calls because we are already out of time. Let's see if we can take 3 more calls here. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Conan Adams. I'm calling from New Jersey. Yesterday I saw something on Facebook that people attacking Henry Costa. Liberian people, they are not good. Today they're doing all those things to Costa, all because something happened. The first thing, people blaming Boyka for all the Liberian people, they look the same. They never come together to face anything. They never. The only thing I can tell Costa, he have to be very careful. We all like him, and he did extremely well from the beginning. If something happened, the same Liberian people he not used to sleep. He not used to pay attention to his son. For the same Liberian people, and the same Liberian people buy morphine today in Liberia. They forgot to know. For pretty soon, how long time can go so fast? The 6 year will come, whosoever win, and it will be over. The same Liberian people, they will need him again.
All right.
Let me see what he will forget about all his activities and sit down on show and start calling for good thing for them.
All right, let's take our second caller. We're taking 3. Let's take this person. Let's see if we can take this person here quickly. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother. Welcome.
Yeah, is this Costa Show?
The Costa Show. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to speak to that one the other time I was speaking concerning his the character with Imo Sawyer, and the brother was saying
your name, brother, your name.
Is it James Derry calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Gonglo said there. He's saying the person was buying the government and his brother was advisor to Amos Royal. When they were sitting in the
First of all, is wrong.
the one was his brother advisor to Amos
That's the
Royal.
wrong information. He was not a vassal. He was executive assistant. He was like a secretary. He was not a vassal.
Yeah.
James,
you don't come and this platform. It's not an other platform. You don't get wrong information. He was secretary.
He said his brother was not a vassal, he was a secretary.
Agbala was a vassal and others were a vassal.
Whatsoever position. Why his brother didn't respond to the government until the government ended? He waited until they corrupt the system before he moved from there. And talking about Ellen Johnson, he look at Ellen Johnson character as tinted, and he worked in Ellen Johnson government knowing well Ellen Johnson brought arms in Liberia to kill people. What was his brother advisor Ellen Johnson at that time? He accepted for the teen character person. So why did he talk about character?
All right. Thank you so much.
Ellen brought arms to kill people.
We take one more call, then we'll go home. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Yeah, your name, where you calling us from?
This is Brother Sherry Dixon, and I call you from Pen Pastor Buchanan to Vista City.
Welcome.
Yeah, what I want to say is that I'm disappointed in Honorable Baka in the form of VP. Recently, is that he said that you know selected one of the Sri Lanka because of problem in the party. Then you put your campaign leader for the party where you know put where the bush is up, leader for another party, and the party is in a competition. Yep. Then where you go there, you put her as political leader, for the party. How can you do that? Which means you are destroying another party. The other party is a party by itself, and she the leader she headed the party. Leaving the party in a kind of disarray and going and look as cabinet manager for the party. How can you reconcile that? Okay. Which means you really destroying the other party.
My brother,
thank you very much.
The caller from Buchanan, I hope you're listening. Can you please go on Radio Bezo and ask that question? Please. It's an important question. I never thought of this. Darlington, this is a critical question this guy is asking.
Very critical question. It tells you that the masses themselves are seeing through Joseph Boyka and his contradictions. The people are following.
That's a shadow that people are seeing. This is a calamity waiting to happen, Boyka.
Yeah, so guys, we have to wrap it up now. We start up with Big Brother Gonglo before coming up to Darlington.
Okay, all right. So I'll end this is what I was saying. This has been a very fruitful discussion this morning. I'm excited Darlington had the time to come this morning, and I hope you will come tomorrow. Before I make my parting comment, Boyka, the guy who called Wanda Freeman, he should be appearing. He's available to appear tomorrow morning. So I will text George. We need George to send the link so he can appear in the morning to talk on international sanction, and the impact on any country. He previously worked at the AICC, so he's an expert on FIU, I think Financial Intelligence Unit. So he's an expert on financial crime. So you will come tomorrow to in the morning. Tomorrow is Friday, right? So you appear tomorrow and also on Monday. So okay, that's it. Let me make my parting comment here. This morning, some of the things I read, some of the comments people have made here. When we come on the show, like I said yesterday, we come here based on the topics we agree to discuss. And I will say this: those who are bent on just winning and don't care about who's gonna win, they don't care about the quality of the victory. I disagree with you. I disagree with you based on historical facts. In 1997, like I said yesterday, Charles Taylor won election. Majority of the Liberians voted for Charles Taylor. He won. They voted for Taylor based on other reasons. What happened 6 years later? We're in chaos. The Taylor administration led the country to chaos. They expected that, Taylor as a rebel leader would be different from Taylor as a president. Like Michelle Obama said, the presidency or power only reveals who you are it doesn't change you. I will say this morning, those of you who say you just want victory, you want we are in power. Power reveals who you are. It doesn't change you. A Joe Barker has never written one straight of opinion on all the bad things that have been happening in that troubled country. Through all his life, he has been the system man. And I may argue he is the system that needs to be changed. He also say, oh, when you become president, you'll be different. Charles Taylor is my reference. He was a rebel leader. He knew what he could do. Just say when you're voting, you'll be different. And you are never different because power reveals who you are. It doesn't change you. You can go elect your Joe Barker and know for fact he does not have the capacity to change the economy. He does not have the courage to fight corruption. I know that for fact because I've seen the shadow. I will end on that.
You know, let me say this to some of our friends. That is the tolerance we exercise on this platform. It is an open secret that my good friend Bweka Kamara supports Mr. Joseph Bweka. And one must respect Bweka for whatever political choice he wants to make. And nobody should beat on Bweka for supporting Bweka. But in Bweka Kamara's support to Joseph Bweka, do not beat on me or compel me to follow similar ideas if I don't believe in that. It is good that some of my friends from the class Reloaded, they are on this show this morning and they are watching. On the basis of principles and integrity, Kalibo, they asked me a specific question. That will you stop to support Joseph Bweka if he paid James Emmanuel Nukwe? Because probably they have heard in the grapevines or the writings were on the wall that Joseph Bweka was going to announce Jeremiah Kun. And I told them that Joseph Bweka picked for a running mate is not a Costa Show. Meaning, if Henry Costa is not picked, we don't burn down the Joseph Bweka train because Henry Costa is not picked. The quality of people that Joseph Bweka will ask him to fix this country or to rescue this country, I am interested in that. Mr. Joseph Bweka had the opportunity, and I even told them publicly, they're here. They can bear me witness. That even if he picked Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, some of us were probably still going to be supporting him today. But you pick a corrupt element that James Emmanuel Nukwe, and you expect me, a conscious young man, to support that, to join your bear wagon? Stephen Johnson, Jaleme Pia. When you work for Ellen Jones, me and you not share your salary. I was not there with y'all. I didn't benefit from there. I didn't share your salary. I didn't get a penny. Some of you just want to come back to political power and you are not concerned about the quality of leader that take over our country. If Uncle Joe is writing the political will of this country as his grandchild, it is my responsibility to say, Grandpa, the people you are adding to as the heirs of this property, I think they will not administer the estate properly. It is my duty to call Joseph Bweka. And that is why the intellectual class have a sober responsibility, Brother Gonglo. The masses, just because the masses want something that appear popular, that doesn't make it right. Time will outnumber. The reason why our country is backward is because of how we make political decisions. The quality of people we put forward for public office. From 2005, Liberians have always been making a mistake. See what the country is today. Just because a vast majority of the young people wanted George Weah, some of us did not support George Weah. It appeared at the time that we were anti-young people. Here you are. Just because Joseph Bweka says he wants to rescue this country, we shouldn't ask about the quality of left guys that he wants to bring on board. For some of you who don't want the Unity Party to come to power, so you assume governmental offices. That is your quest and your hope for public office. For me, I can stay in the private sector. I'm a revolutionary. It is our duty to point out the contradictions in the society. I will not think like you. I will not reason like you. You don't want Joseph Bweka to come to power so that he hands power over to you. Whatever happened to Uncle Joe, whether he's incapacitated to serve, you don't care. You don't care about this country called Liberia. You just want power. You just want power. You just want power. That unquestionable quest for private properties. Nobody should bring it around me. On the basis of principle and integrity, I told you guys that I will cease to support Joseph Boyka, if he picked James Emmanuel Nukwe, a corrupt figure, Jeremiah Kun, a corrupt figure in the legislature. The Liberian people want to make similar mistake. As you make your bed, so shall you lie on it. The people get the government they deserve. Just because Uncle Joe appeared to be a popular candidate, that doesn't make that he's going to move the country in the proper trajectory. The reason why the framework of the Constitution said the president and the vice president shall run on the same mantra. In a case where the president cannot serve, the vice president assumes the responsibility of office of president. If this presidential candidate is speaking corrupt figure to rescue my country, and you don't want me to ask a critical question, then I'm afraid I bet to differ with you. That is why Liberians, you elect bad leaders, you see that there are potential roofing problems on the house, but you say when we get to that bridge, we'll cross. Oh, like Una JMB will believe it. No. Tell yourself that it is Una JMB and Jeremiah Kun you believe in. A man who have lived off taxpayer resources. Has Henry Costa been elected public official before in your country? Like Henry Costa made your country backward for so many years the way it is? Have you elected Darino Collins before as a sweeper? You have never. You have elected these things, corrupt people, and you want to recycle them into public office. And just because our man died, just because Mr. Weah is extremely corrupt, just because Mr. Weah have plundered state resources, that doesn't make that our man died now will suck any kind of baboon tete. That Joseph Boyka will just bring baboon tete and will say, because we want to rescue this country, we'll just suck tete. That nonsense will not happen yet. And that is why when you listen to the American ambassador, look, the global society, people don't have time for stupidity. The American ambassador said that was nonsense. That even in the Liberian context, because the ambassador said nonsense, it appeared harsh that he had to come back and apologize over a choice of words. That is the society. That is the society you have. You are meek. You allow these people, political people, will come here and lie to you. Oh, the interest of Liberia. What do you call interest of Liberia? Those United Party people, the boys, they just wish they would come back and get their governmental offices. The interest of Liberia. Let them think about the interest of Liberia. You think Liberia is a human being with blood vessels and veins running through their heart? Liberia interests will be protected if we provide opportunities for the ordinary people. Let us not forget that the Unity Party herself had power for 12 years. How did it manage this country? Let them tell us. But these elements of the Unity Party will come and make flimsy comments, pedestrian arguments, that the Unity Party government is the best government that happened to the country over 100 years. Then why didn't the Liberian people retain Joseph Boyka? The people wanted change. In 2017, that's why the people elected this playboy of a president. So just because now we want change, the quality of leaders that we ask ourselves, is this the way we want our country to go? You can insult us all you want. Some of us were not responsible for the backward state of your country. It is Joseph Boyka who has been vice president of the country for 12 years. And about 6 or 5 of those years, he has been receiving $1 million in his budget for entertainment. Josie Alain, Stephen Johnson was at the Ministry of Finance. Let them pull out the budget from Amarakone. Let the record right there will show. Don't say, Darlington, you talk with fast. Oh, go bring the fast. Go and Google, go and research. Put in the fiscal budget.
Point my camera, roll it right here. Point my camera. You roll it right.
It is right there. The vice president at the time, Joseph Boyka, had more money in his budget for entertainment more than the president of the United States. That is the debate. You want to rescue this country. The corrupt elements, they see people who have plundered state resources at the legislature. You bring old wines and present them in new bottles, and you present as if communion service is not ready for us to dine. That is not the country we want for ourselves. That is not the new Liberia we want to see. Where corrupt elements will come and rebrand themselves and present themselves as immaculates and high under the shadow of an aged old man and present this thing to say that only Uncle Joe is the most upright man to fix this country. Exploiting the gullible nature of our society. That is the country we have. And for us, just because our people popularly want this old man and don't want to checkmate him, like John the Revelator will be on Patmos Island reminding you that we warn you, but you gamble the future of this country. Thank you, Boyka.
All right. Thank you so much, Darlington. And I like the part that you said, Buckeye is, the part, blah, blah, blah. When my boss Costa and I were on the show, people used to say, Buckeye is supporting Alexander Cummings. He used to, oh, my man, Buckeye. The Unity Party, people used to say, I'm a Alexander Cummings supporter. So now I've turned to Joseph Buckeye supporter. So bit by bit, later on, probably I'll be CDC supporter. We're moving gradually, but I like the fact that we all disagree to agree on issues here, and we make our point without getting emotional and blah blah blah, and we send our messages across. The issue about the upcoming election is on everybody's hands. All we have to do, we just have to play safe, because no matter what it is, if we say we want the betterment of Liberia and we want to unseat this government, some are saying we want to unseat this government and bring competent people. Some are saying we just want to unseat, we just want to remove this government. No matter what it is, as we approach the election, the main issue is that we should focus on what to do, who to place there, and how they should be placed there. Because some would say the Buckeye scam have criminals behind them, the Cummings scam have his own people there, the XYZ scam. So if we just say that we want to take people from heaven and bring them, they should be clean. It's a different case, it's a different thing. So now the top notch that are vying for this position, and that people are saying that okay, this person can be elected, but some saying that oh, if this person be elected, they will not deliver what we expect them to deliver. Let's give everybody the chance and opportunity to see what they can put forth to the table. That's just all I can say. Folks, join us tomorrow. We'll be back here with a brand new edition of the Costa Show. Up until then, Darlington Collins, Bibero Kelibo Gonglo, and our Buakai Amara Kamara will be here bringing you today's edition of the Costa Show. Join us tomorrow. We'll be back here. Up until then, it's bye-bye from our end.
Yeah. So, Buaka, make sure